But as I mentioned, Marty Scurll, it was announced this past week after much speculation, much of which I have discussed in depth here on WrestleRant Radio over the last number of months, that Marty Scurll is officially re-signed with Ring of Honor. I'm honestly shocked. I'm really shocked. I mean, I had read all the rumors prior to recently that Marty Scurll may be looking to re-sign with Ring of Honor. They have offered him a lot of money, main roster money from WWE type of money, which means nothing, to be honest with you. That could mean anything. What is WWE main roster money? Is it fucking AJ Styles money? Or is it Zack Ryder money? Is it, Seth Rollins money? Or is it Mojo Rawley money? Like, that's what we need to find out here. Just because it's main roster money doesn't really mean anything. He might be getting paid more money in Ring of Honor than NXT would have been offering him. Because at the end of the day, Ring of Honor, or rather NXT, is still developmental. I think one story that's kind of been brushed under the rug in recent months is, for as great as NXT is, I don't think they ever got their pay raises. For the show being 2 hours now and on USA Network, realistically, the people in NXT, despite whether it's developmental or not, should be getting more money than they were before. I don't think that's happened yet. I've heard nothing about that. Not that I have an insider on the inside or anything, but this would have been public knowledge by now. I feel like it would have been reported on because there was much, a big to-do about the NXT wrestlers not getting a bigger pay raise coming out of the move to USA, and they've been on USA now for 4 months. So if it hasn't happened by now, I'm not sure if it ever would, but that's kind of concerning if it hasn't, because that's kind of shitty if they're not paying their competitors more, despite the fact that it's basically a third brand on the same level as WWE, with their Raw and SmackDown shows, because they're airing on USA Network for 2 hours every Wednesday. So that is a bit concerning. But again, going back to my original point, Marty may have been offered more money in Ring of Honor than he would have been in NXT, New Japan, even AEW. Now, the whole Marty thing, I just think it's silly. There are pros and cons to the Marty Scurll staying in Ring of Honor. He may be a big reason why the NWA and Ring of Honor are working together again. If so, that's a great idea. They're putting on a free show in Baltimore in early February. They can benefit from doing more stuff like that. It's a money loser. But I think, they still benefit. It's not like they're bringing in great crowds anyway. It's not like AEW is doing a free show. You know what I mean? Maybe on pay-per-view they did that last summer, but in terms of attendance, people still have to pay to get there. Actually, I'm not even sure. I thought the Fyter Fest or maybe the Fight for the Fallen show, that may have been free because it was for like a charity type of thing. But like Double or Nothing would never be free. Not that Final Battle will never be free either, but they can benefit from doing a free house show every once in a while. It's not like they're bringing in hundreds of thousands of people anyway, or tens of thousands of people. It's barely a few hundred, so I think that's a good move. Trying to keep as many people as they can, people like Bandito and people like that, is a good move. They can't afford to lose any other big stars, and that includes Bandito, Marty Scurll, Matt Taven could have gone, and I don't really think they would have batted an eyelash, but people like him. Jeff Cobb is another one who they cannot afford to lose. He's a big star as well. He's very good. Roosh, Dragon Lee. So them signing these people to extended deals is very smart. And if they're getting more money out of it, because Sinclair Broadcasting has a lot of money to spend, then that's very good for all the talent involved. Marty, if he is indeed a new head booker or one of the head bookers or a part of the booking committee, I should say, in Ring of Honor, if he is going to be a part of this moving forward, he has to do as much as he can to bring back some buzz to Ring of Honor. Impact has a bigger, not even as big of a platform as Ring of Honor. They're not, I think they're owned by Anthem now and they're on Access TV, but even they have more Ring of Honor buzz than Ring of Honor at the moment. They're just kind of doing their thing. They just had a good show on Sunday. Their Hard to Kill show, which I'll get to momentarily. Impact is doing their thing. And even they have more buzz than Ring of Honor does, which is not good for a company that was killing it every week, every month with their pay-per-views, and the Elite was there, and they had all these big stars, and we don't really have that anymore in Ring of Honor. So if they can get back to that point, or again, like I said earlier, as close to that point as possible, that's what's key. The negative to Marty Scurll staying in Ring of Honor is that there really isn't much upside there, aside from the money, and that's what's important to him, that's great. But in terms of what he can really do there as a performer, there's not much room to grow. It's Ring of Honor. He's already been in the World Championship scene multiple times over the years. He's lost at every opportunity he was granted at the top title multiple times. But still, I was shocked by that just because there really isn't much room to grow. I mean, of course, selfishly speaking, I want to see him in AEW to feud with the Elite, align with the Elite, maybe not lead the Dark Order. That didn't really do much for me when people were pitching that a couple weeks ago. But I just think there's a lot more room for him to grow there. And for people saying, I had a lot of people comment me on Sunday when I made that tweet about how I just said I thought Marty Scurll staying in Ring of Honor was kind of a dumb move just because he's at the peak of his popularity right now. And who knows, maybe in a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever, when his contract with the Ring of Honor wraps up and he's a free agent again, everyone will be, he'll be one of the most sought after free agents in professional wrestling. I just honestly don't see that being the case. I really don't. I don't even think he's as hot of a star now as he was a year or two ago, to be quite honest with you, when he was with the Elite. Not that Marty Scurll's terrible on his own. He's a great talent. The thing is that he was given a lot more exposure as part of the Elite. And even this past year when he was on his own, like, this could have been a good year for Marty Scurll to bounce back, do his own thing. And I've honestly really enjoyed Villain Enterprises. They had great they've had awesome six-man tag team matches, great chemistry there. They really ripped it up. He was a former six-man tag team champion. They dropped the titles on Saturday. Brody King and PCO, part of Villain Enterprises, were the World Tag Team Champions for a cup of coffee earlier on in 2019. Scurll was, did he hold any other gold aside from the six-man championships? I don't think so. He was in the Ring of Honor World Championship ladder match in Madison Square Garden, and that match wasn't that great, and he lost. And after that, it kind of felt like his stock dropped a bit, and people were very excited. I mean, I think the light at the end of the tunnel with his Ring of Honor run up until recently was that, okay, he's leaving, it's okay, because we know he's on his way out, and he'll be utilized better in AEW. But that's not happening. So again, more power to him if he's getting paid more influence. He's living a comfortable life, not many dates, not much travel. Hey, honestly, if that was me, I probably would do the same thing. But from a career standpoint, again, a lot of people who are all up in arms about the Marty Scurll staying in Ring of Honor thing are just kind of being fans about it and saying, oh, there's so many more storyline possibilities, but who gives a fuck about that when you're getting paid a shit ton of money? So I get it, trust me. The thing is that with Marty, from a career standpoint, how much more can he really do in Ring of Honor in front of the camera? Like, I mean, he's already gone for the top title multiple times and failed. He's done the tag team thing forever. He's already been a TV champion. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to make of it. Maybe they'll change my mind going forward, and they'll utilize him in this prominent role. He got pinned over the weekend, but that was probably of his own doing. That was probably his own idea, to be honest with you. And hey, if he can bring change to Ring of Honor that wasn't there before as one of the head bookers, again, that's terrific. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think if Ring of Honor was going to turn around, I think they can get better, but they'll never be what they once were. They're kind of a dead brain at this point. Not completely written off, but I think for Marty Scurll himself, he would have been better off elsewhere, whether it be in NXT or AEW or New Japan or, honestly, if he's doing the double shot between NWA and Ring of Honor, that's great. It's better than nothing. It's better than him solely working behind the scenes, but the guy's still in the prime of his career. He's still a sought-after talent for now. 2 years from now, that may not be the case, like Bully Ray. I mean, not that he was a sought-after free agent when he left WWE, but it makes sense for him to be in a backstage role in the Ring of Honor because, he's older now. There's really no reason for him to be an on-air performer anymore, or as prominently featured as he once was. Marty can still go. He can still be a top-tier talent if utilized properly. And again, I had a lot of people coming at me on Twitter on Sunday saying that, he doesn't need to go to AEW, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, he doesn't need to go there, but I think AEW probably needs him more than he needs AEW. AEW needs more top talents like Marty Scurll.